What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to teach you guys how to turn this into this. So before I get started, real quick, why the heck am I showing you guys how to fold clothes? Like, that is so weird. Why would I make a video on this? Well, there's two reasons why I'm actually making this video on how to Ranger roll your clothes, because that's what it's called. That's why I'm going to be showing you guys Ranger rolling your uniform for basic training, because when you get to basic training, when you get to reception, you're going to have to put your clothes or your uniform in your wall locker, and it's going to have to be organized in a certain way, and you're going to have to fold your uniform a certain way. You're going to have to fold your t-shirts, you're going to have to fold certain things. It's going to have to look the proper way. The other way that this is helpful is by packing your clothes, and when you're at reception, you might not be taught this yet, so whenever you're packing up for reception to go to basic training, the basic training portion of basic training, you're gonna have all of your stuff just jumbled together in your bags. And let's say you get to the basic training, and one of the ways your drill sergeants want to smoke you is they tell you to dump everything out of your bags. They just tell you to just dump everything and then put it all back together, and then maybe even do it multiple times. And if your uniform is not folded correctly, if things aren't really organized, it's going to take you a long time to get those things out, get it back in. And let's say, for example, your drill sergeant says to get one particular thing out. If you just got everything kind of thrown in there and it's not folded properly, it could take you a long time. So, number one, you need to know this at basic training. So that's why I'm telling you guys this. And I want you guys to know that if you learn this now, before you get to reception, then you can do it then, and you can teach other people while you're at reception, so that everybody's pretty much prepared just in case something happens to where you just have to dump everything out, take all your stuff out, and then put it back in, because it's so much quicker and it's a lot more compact to fold your clothes this way. So now let's start with how to Ranger roll the undershirt. Okay, so this is the t-shirt. This is how you want to lay out your shirts, and you're going to want to do this for everything. And I'm going to, hopefully this is a good angle for you guys to watch this, but it's going to be pretty simple. We're going to do the t-shirt, then we're going to do the top and the bottom for the OCP uniform. So the first thing you're going to want to do is basically roll up the bottoms here. So if you get your thumbs and you go like this, you put your hands in like so. Once you do that, basically it should look like this, right? So you're basically just kind of folding a little lip on the bottom of the t-shirt. That's basically gonna hold it together once we get done here. So the next thing you want to do is take the upper right hand corner of the sleeve and fold it over to the shoulder right here. So you're gonna bring that over, make sure this is still looking good right here. The next thing you want to do is take the upper corner of the sleeve and fold it over until it lines up right here. Pretty simple stuff, but this is actually kind of important. Next, you're just basically gonna fold this over, make sure it's lined up and everything, and then what you're gonna wanna do is roll the t-shirt and make sure you get it tight. And once you finish that, you're gonna take the lip right here, I hope you guys can see this, and roll it over. And then voila, now you have a t-shirt that is folded in like a little, I don't know, hot dog bun or whatever. So that is basically how you're gonna do the t-shirt. Now we're gonna move on to actually do the top of the uniform, and it's very, very similar, but this is, like I said, really important. Alright, so here is your top for the uniform. It's going to be pretty similar, so it's basically, the difference is the long sleeve here. It's also a little bit more difficult because it's just bigger, it's thicker. You guys will see here in a second, but same thing with the bottom. It's kind of harder to do it. It's kind of hard to do it how we did it before with your hands. So basically, you want to just fold them in, get that lip there so the whole thing looks like this. And that should be long enough. Alright, basically once you do that, you want to fold in the sleeves, basically to where it looks now like a short sleeve t-shirt, right? So you don't want it to be all the way out, you don't want to be too far in, so if you fold it to where it's like a short sleeve, you're going to be good to go. So the next thing you're going to do is what we did before. You're going to take this and fold it over, basically lining it up right here. Bam. Then you're going to take the other side and fold it over. and then you're gonna fold the sleeves back to where it looks pretty much similar to how the t-shirt was before. Now this is the part where it gets tricky, so you want to make sure you fold it super tight because you need to wrap it with the end right here. So you want to do it as tight as possible, as tight as possible, and then you're going to take this lip right here and you're going to do your best to try and fold it over itself. The OCP tops are always more difficult than the regular, just because it's so thick. But let me get this. And the tighter you have it, the better it's going to be whenever you pack it up, because this is not going to come undone. Like, it's just, you know, this t-shirt, you can throw it out, do whatever. You're gonna throw it up in the air. Like, they're not going to come undone. So this is the t-shirt, this is the top. The next thing we gotta do is the bottoms. All right, so I got the bottoms of my OCP down here laid out. There is like a way that people say you can do it where you kind of have to get the crease right here looking right, but to be 100% honest with you guys, it doesn't matter. So if you just fold the bottoms in half and lay it down like this, you're gonna be good to go, because what you're gonna do next is take the top pant leg and then fold it in an L shape just like this, okay? So that's what you're gonna do there. And then the next thing you're gonna wanna do is take the end right here and roll it along one leg all the way down. So it's gonna look like this. And again, you wanna try and keep this tight. So now you have rolled a pants leg with the one leg sticking out. So what you gotta do now is basically fold it inside out. So you're going to push all this inside of here. So this is what this will look like. And voila, you now have your pants folded, Ranger rolled. And now the thing about this that you can do, you can see that, you know, depending on how big you fold this pant leg will depend on how much space you have in here. But with the uniforms, you can actually tighten them up. So it's basically like a bag. But you'll notice that there's pretty much a lot of space in here. So what I like to do, what other people can do, is when you're packing your stuff up, to keep it together so you can have your bottoms and your tops together, to keep things organized, you can actually just take your OCP top, stick it inside of here, and then cinch it up, and basically you just have both of them together secured, so you don't have to worry about things, you know, getting separated. So if you have all of your uniforms like this, so you're wearing one uniform and you have your 3 uniforms folded up like this, it's really easy to just line them up in the bag and do it that way. So you can also even put this t-shirt in here if you wanted to. So like, you can just stick this in the side. And then bam, you got your entire uniform with the exception of your socks in just one little tiny container. So there you have it. That is how to Ranger roll your uniform. That is how you're going to do things at basic training. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier the early you learn this at reception or even at basic training, because, you know, if that situation arises where you're going to have to dump out all of your stuff, you're going to have to search through your bags to get something like super quickly on a time hack. You don't want to be fumbling around with a whole bunch of loose clothes. And when you have things like this and they're organized, or maybe you have it all just in one thing, like, that is so much easier to deal with whenever you're on a time crunch than things that are just super loose. So that is honestly like a really good tip. It may have been like a super boring video for you guys, I don't know, but I personally think like it's a really good tip to know, because I remember I didn't know this stuff until it might have been the last day of reception. I can't remember. It was the last day or the first day. There just so happened to be like 1 or 2 guys in the company that ended up just showing everybody. So like, if you don't know it, the drill sergeants didn't teach us this stuff. This was actually kind of, we taught ourselves because there was just a couple people. So if you're that guy that knows this, you can teach the people in your platoon, then things are gonna be a whole lot better off, because this is how you're gonna do it. This is how your wall lockers are gonna look. So all of your t-shirts are gonna be folded, Ranger rolled. You're gonna have your socks basically rolled up. You're going to have your underwear rolled up. You're gonna have everything rolled up except for your top and bottoms. Those are actually gonna be hung up, but when you store them, you're gonna want to actually Ranger roll them, because it just makes your life so much simpler. So that's it for this video. That is how to Ranger roll your uniform. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. That would be awesome. If you want to stick around with some more of my videos, you can hit that subscribe button. That would be even better. And as always, you guys can leave your comments down below if you have any questions, or you can hit me up on Instagram and Snapchat. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.